Chapter 5. God becomes one man. Christian belief in God's incarnation has its origins in the beliefs of the ancient Greeks. The very terms used to describe God becoming man exist in the Gospel of John, 1 and 14. In the beginning there was the Word, Logos, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Then the author of John goes on to say, "And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, full of grace and truth." Although the Greek term logos is translated as word, there's no single English term equivalent to it. Its importance lies in its use as a technical term in Greek metaphysical thought from the 6th century BC until the 3rd century CE, and in its appropriation by both Jewish and Christian thinkers. It first appeared in the expressions of Heraclitus, 540 to 480 BC, as the motivating principle of the universe, but was, by Aristotle's time, supplanted by the immaterial power, nous, and made the material power. Logos reappeared in the system of the Stoics, who termed their principle of teleology both logos and God. Philo, died 50 CE, a Jewish Alexandrian philosopher, identified the creative word of the Old Testament with the logos of the Stoics. The logos thus became a transcendent principle as the means by which God expresses himself in the world. But logos also had a redemptive function. It was the means to a higher spiritual nature. In the Gospel of John, the logos is both creative and redemptive. The latter aspect is given greater emphasis than the former. This belief required a reason, for which the concept of original sin and divine sacrifice were invented. It was claimed that due to the sin of Adam, which accumulated down the generations until it became so great that no human sacrifice could remove it, a divine sacrifice was needed. Consequently, God had a human son who was God himself incarnate. God's Son later died on a cross as a sacrifice for all humankind to God himself. The Son, who is God himself, was later resurrected and currently sits on the right side of God's throne, waiting to judge humankind at the end of this world. So, for Christians, also 1/5 of humankind, God became a man at one and only one point in the history of this world, and belief in his incarnation is essential for salvation.